podcast where truth moves faster than a Holstein calf. No waiting on some pretty page. We're charting new ground in the digital age. From genomic codes to row-out facts, we cut through the noise, no holding back. Not your daddy's dairy news tonight. We're sparking debates with every insight. The ring's not where the real fight's at. It's in the data, in the channel chat. From pasture to processor to your morning cup, we're raising the stakes. Try and get ahead of herd. Yeah! Where the future's more than just a word. Ahead of herd. Come on! The bullvine's calling, let your voice be heard.
Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast, your go-to source for the smartest insights in the dairy industry. Today, we're diving into a critical issue that's quietly costing dairy farmers thousands every season: heat stress. We'll explore why it's more than just a summer slump, the hidden costs that matter, and what the most progressive producers are doing to turn this challenge into an advantage. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Bullvine, the show that digs deep into the topics that matter to dairy producers.
That's right. Today we're embarking on a deep dive into a really interesting feature article from the Bullvine that's got, well, everyone talking.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission for this deep dive is to truly understand the hidden, often underestimated costs of dairy heat stress.
Yeah, those costs that maybe creep up on you.
Exactly. And more importantly, to uncover the proven, practical strategies that progressive producers are using, not just to survive, but to truly thrive, even when the mercury climbs.
We really have to unpack this because the article kicks off with something, kind of surprising. An observation I think a lot of producers might be missing on their own operations.
Okay.
It calls heat stress the invisible killer. And for good reason, it seems. Picture this. A 1,200 cow operation near Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Seems well managed, right?
Sure. Decent size, good area.
The producer mentions, almost casually, how his morning milk weights have been bouncing around like corn futures all summer.
Wow, okay. Volatile.
Yeah, exactly. Yet he had absolutely no clue it was heat stress causing it.
Huh. See, that anecdote, it just perfectly illustrates what the article's getting at, doesn't it? The widespread, unnoticed nature of these pretty significant losses.
It really does.
And the pervasive nature of this problem, it's truly eye-opening. The article points to recent research, I think it was published in Science Advances.
Right, the Science Advances study.
Yeah, and it reveals up to 10% daily production losses during extreme heat events. 10%.
That's a huge chunk.
It is. And like that producer in Eau Claire, countless operations are experiencing this, but they just haven't really quantified the impact.
They just see the numbers wiggle.
Right. I mean, I've spent the better part of 2 decades on dairy farms all over, from D.C. down to Tulare County in California.
Seeing a lot of heat then.
Oh, yeah. And I've watched this heat stress pattern. Well, the article says it devastates more operations than volatile milk prices ever have. And I think there's some truth to that.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
It is. But despite that profound impact, we often still treat it like, some minor seasonal hiccup, something that'll just fix itself when fall rolls around.
It's just summer.
Exactly. It's just summer, but it's really this silent thief, just steadily eroding profitability without setting off any big, immediate alarm bells.
It really is. And it's not just those sudden, obvious drops you might see on the thermometer graph in the office.
No, it's more subtle sometimes.
You've probably noticed it, right? Those brutal July afternoons. Air so thick you could swim in it.
Ugh, yeah. Sticky.
And your best fresh cows are just barely dragging themselves to the parlor.
Yeah, low energy.
And your butterfat numbers are, what did the article say? Sliding south faster than a green heifer heading for the fence.
That's a good one. Captures it perfectly, that rapid, uncontrolled drop.
Right. And meanwhile, your feed costs are climbing like corn futures during a drought. It just feels relentless.
Mm-hmm. Makes you wonder if this is just the new normal.
But the science, the University of Wisconsin's Dairy Science Department, they're saying climate change is absolutely hammering your bottom line right now.
Right now.
Cow by cow, gallon by gallon. It's not just about, uncomfortable cows. It's a direct economic hit.
Which brings up a really critical question, doesn't it? Why have we, as an industry, kind of normalize these losses.
Yeah, why do we accept it?
We rationalize it. We tell ourselves, oh, it's just summer, production always drops in July. But that mindset, it actively stops us from tackling what's actually a solvable problem.
You can manage it.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
The article really pushes us to start crunching the numbers. And when you do that, you see pretty quickly these losses are far from normal or acceptable.
Not just a cost of doing business.
Not at all. The core argument here is that heat stress is a manageable problem, but it's too often treated like an act of God, right? Like some unavoidable force of nature.
Yeah, you just got to write it out.
But that's totally different from these producers who figured this out.
Yeah.
They're actually turning proactive heat stress management into a competitive advantage.
Okay, so they're not just surviving there.
They're strategically positioning their operations to thrive. They're ahead of the curve.
Okay, let's talk hard numbers then, because this is where that invisible killer really shows its financial teeth.
Right, the dollars and cents.
The article gives some genuinely sobering calculations. It talks about the temperature humidity index, the THI.
The standard measure.
Right. And when that climbs above 68, and just for listeners, THI combines temperature and humidity, so 68 is kind of that threshold where cows start feeling it.
That's the trigger point, yeah.
Milk production drops by up to 14%. And this isn't some lab number, right? This is real-world data from operations just like yours. It shows the actual impact.
14%. Okay, so let's put that into context for, say, your operation. Think about a typical 500-cow dairy, averaging maybe 80 pounds of milk per cow per day.
Pretty standard.
That 14% drop means you are hemorrhaging 5,600 pounds of milk daily, during those bad heat stress periods.
Wow. 5,600 pounds.
Now, let's turn that into actual money.
Yeah.
Walking out the door. Use current Class I prices just as a benchmark. Say around $18.82 per hundredweight.
Okay.
That translates to $1,057 walking straight out of your bulk tank every single day.
Over $1,000 a day.
Every single day of significant heat stress. Think about that. Over a typical summer, maybe 60, maybe 90 days where the THI is up there.
That's tens of thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands just gone, vanished. It's an immediate, tangible loss that, maybe you don't fully quantify or even notice until the margins are already getting thin.
Okay, but this next point from the article, the transgenerational losses, this one is frankly devastating.
This one hits hard.
The article calls this the most devastating part because studies are showing that dry cows, these critical animals getting ready for their next lactation.
Super important period.
If they suffer heat stress, they produce significantly less milk during their entire next lactation.
The whole lactation.
Yeah.
Not just a short dip.
Right. We're not talking a few pounds here and there. We're talking substantial reductions that compound over months. It's literally stealing future profit.
Let that really sink in. The heat stress your dry cows feel today is literally stealing milk from you for the next 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah. The article shares this story, right? A producer in Lancaster County. His nutritionist showed him the data. Connected July heat stress losses directly to milk production way out into the following spring.
Oh.
It's not just about today's bulk tank. It's this long-term insidious erosion of future profit, the herd's genetic potential.
And it goes beyond just quantity too, right? Milk quality takes a hit.
Oh, absolutely. Heat-stressed cows don't just give less milk. The quality degrades. Butterfat percentages tank.
Yep.
Protein content falls off a cliff.
Exactly, on the milk check.
You bet. And somatic cell counts climb like they're trying to reach orbit. Which, high SEC means utter health issues, lower premiums.
Penalties even?
Exactly. Your component premiums. Those bonuses for high quality milk, gone right when you need them most to offset other costs.
So this whole thing just creates a vicious cycle impacting the whole herd.
Totally. Research consistently shows heat-stressed cows have reduced feed intake that immediately messes with their energy balance.
Can't eat, can't milk.
Right. Then their fertility rates drop significantly, creating breeding headaches. And their immune function just falls apart, making them susceptible to everything.
Mastitis, pneumonia.
You name it. It's this cascading effect. One problem leads to another. You end up with more health issues, higher vet bills, and just this overall drag on the entire herd's productivity. The physiological toll is immense.
Affects current output and future resilience.
Absolutely. And if you thought lactation heat stress was bad,
Yeah.
Here's a real surprise from the article. It asserts that heat stress during breeding season actually costs more than heat stress during lactation.
More? How?
Well, I've seen it firsthand. Pennsylvania, California. The breeding program basically just shuts down July through September. Forget about it in many places.
You just can't get cows bred.
Right. It's this unseen calamity. It can cripple your future herd, your replacements, impacting profits for years down the line.
So, okay, let's break that down. What are the specific impacts on fertility and pregnancy?
The article highlights this critical physiological threshold. When a cow's core body temp rises just 1.5 degrees after above normal.
Not much at all.
Seems tiny, right? Yeah. But conception rates can plummet by 20-25%.
Wow. A quarter drop.
Yeah. For 500 cow, Gary, that's huge. It means an extra 25-30 cows that need to be bred again.
More straws, more labor, more time.
Exactly. And that directly leads to stretching your calving interval. You want that around 12-13 months ideally. Right?
For efficiency, yeah.
Well, this pushes it out. And that sends your replacement costs through the roof because you're keeping non-productive cows longer, maybe buying in more heifers.
And it's expensive fast.
And it can get even worse. Cows bred during heat stress are 2.5 times more likely to lose their pregnancies in the first 90 days.
Oh, that early embryonic loss. That's heartbreaking.
Devastating and costly. The estimate is around $185 per failed pregnancy. And that's not just the semen cost, remember?
Right, it's labor, lost genetic
progress, the extended calving intervals we talked about. This breeding disruption alone adds up to substantial annual losses that, honestly, most producers just don't fully track.
So when you put all these different pieces together, the milk loss, the quality hit, the dry cow effect, the breeding problems, the total financial impact is just staggering.
It really is. The article lays out this heat stress impact analysis for a typical 500 cow operation. And the numbers are genuinely jaw-dropping. Shows how many different parts of your farm are just silently bleeding money.
It makes you pause and think, have you actually sat down and calculated what this is cost of your specific operation?
Yeah, that's the homework, right? For that 500 cow example, the annual cost ranges are pretty revealing. Let's break those down.
Okay.
Direct production losses, just looking at maybe 90 days of heat stress, $50,000 to $70,000. That's the immediate milk check hit.
50 to 70 grand. Wow.
And reduced milk quality and components, another $15,000 to $25,000 lost there. Butterfat, protein, SEC premiums, gone.
15 to 25K.
Breeding program disruption, that insidious cost. Rebreeding, pregnancy loss, $15,000 to $20,000.
Right.
Increased feed costs. Cows are less efficient, maybe need Pro-Sear rations, another $10,000 to $15,000. Higher vet bills. Weakened immune systems mean more sickness, $8,000 to $12,000.
That's a pass.
So the total annual impact, when you sum it all up, you're looking at a range of
$98,000 to $142,000 lost annually.
Almost $100,000 to nearly $150,000
on a 500 cow dairy.
Yeah. It's incredibly sobering when you see it laid out like that, isn't it?
That's nearly $300 per cow annually, just evaporating into thin air.
Exactly. It's not some abstract thing. It's not just a seasonal pain. It's real dollars walking out of your tank, messing up your breeding, eroding your profit.
The takeaway seems clear. Tackling heat stress isn't just an optional expense. It's a mandatory investment for, well, financial survival and growth.
But here's where the article really pivots, right? It shifts to what's actually possible. It offers this compelling vision.
Okay, some hope.
Yeah. Progressive producers are fighting back. And they're winning. They're using strategies that cut heat stress losses by 30% or more.
30% reduction. That's huge recovered revenue.
Absolutely. And the compelling part is these aren't pie-in-the-sky experimental techniques. They're not crazy expensive toys.
Practical stuff.
Practical, profitable solutions that pencil out from day one. They make financial sense right away.
So this proactive approach, it becomes this massive competitive differentiator.
Incredible differentiator. Farms doing this aren't just surviving the heat. They're using it as a chance to absolutely dominate their neighbors.
Dominate? How so?
Well, the article tells this great story about a producer near Lancaster. Calls his heat stress system his secret weapon.
Okay.
While his neighbors are struggling, maybe seeing 25-30% production drops in summer. He's consistently maintaining close to 90% of peak production clear through August.
90% through August. That's game-changing consistency.
It totally changes the economics.
Yeah.
And the best part, most of these solutions pay for themselves in months, not years. But the competitive advantage they give you, that can last for decades.
Okay, let's dig into that. What's this technology revolution that's changing the game?
Right. We're moving way beyond those, old tunnel ventilation systems that basically just moved hot air around like some kind of convection of a nightmare.
Yeah, they weren't always effective, were they?
They were a start, but they lacked precision adaptability.
So what are the top operations using now?
They're leveraging variable speed ventilation systems with automated controls. These things adjust fan speeds based on real-time data. Temperature, humidity, even wind direction.
Smart fans.
Totally.
Yeah.
They're sophisticated systems designed to create actual microclimates. They can reduce the effective temperature around the cows substantially. It's not just moving air, it's managing the thermal environment.
And you said automated.
Yeah, and the key is their predictive capability.
Yeah.
They're smart enough to ramp up before things get critical, not reacting after the cows are already stressed.
Proactive, not reactive. Minimizes the hit.
Exactly. The article highlights this 2,200 cow operation in Lancaster County again.
Big herd.
Yeah. They retrofitted their free stalls with these smart systems for about $45 per cow.
Okay, $45 a cow.
Payback.
Pay for itself in under 3 months, just from better milk production and less feed waste.
Under 3 months. That's incredible ROI. Right. The manager is so convinced he's thinking about putting them in the heifer facilities now. And what's great is these systems often integrate with existing barns. No need for massive new construction usually.
Speeds up the payback even more. Okay, so smart fans. What else?
Soakers. Progressive producers are installing high-volume, low-pressure soaking systems.
Soaking systems where?
Usually in the holding pen, designed to completely wet cows' backs and necks during those crucial 20-30 minutes they spend waiting to be milked.
Ah, okay. While they're waiting.
Yeah, the science is solid. Evaporative cooling from soaking can reduce core body temperature significantly in just minutes. Helps them dump heat fast, stops that core temp from climbing.
Makes sense. Keeps them from carrying that heat stress forward.
It's literally the difference between a cow that recovers overnight and one that carries heat stress forward for days, which, has those cumulative negative effects.
And in the cost. Is that expensive?
Surprisingly affordable. About $15 per cow for the entire system installation.
$15.
Yeah. Compare that minimal investment to the thousands you lose from unmanaged heat stress. You see why it pencils out so fast. It's a key piece of the cooling puzzle.
Okay, here's one that really caught my eye in the article. The $0 solution.
Ah, yes. Sometimes the best fixes don't involve writing a big check, right?
Exactly. It talks about strategically shifting feeding schedules, providing the majority of daily ration between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m.
During the coolest hours of the day.
Right. Why did that work?
Well, the physiological benefit is pretty significant. By feeding them mainly during cooler periods, you let them consume peak nutrients when metabolic heat production from digestion is at its lowest.
Digestion itself creates heat.
A lot of heat, especially in the rumen. So timing feed delivery strategically helps mitigate that internal heat load during the hottest part of the day.
And does it actually make a difference?
Farms doing this are seeing measurable improvements in feed efficiency during heat stress. Cows are just more comfortable eating and digesting.
So they waste less feed.
Exactly. On a 500-cow dairy, that means saving substantial amounts of feed per cow per day. That adds up quickly, especially with feed costs doing what they do.
Sure does. Any examples?
Yeah, operation in central Wisconsin. They saw feed efficiency improve so much, they actually reduced their TMR tonnage by 8% during the summer months.
8% less TMR. That's huge saving.
Just from change to the timing. Saved them $12,000 in feed costs over the summer.
$12,000 just by feeding at night. Wow.
Now, the challenge, of course, is often getting the crew on board, adjusting schedules, ensuring consistency. But the payoff can be massive.
A testament to how simple management changes can have a big impact. Okay, so beyond cooling and feeding times, genetics.
Yeah, genetics is the real game changer for long-term resilience. Fans and soakers help cows cope, right? But the revolution that builds resilience into the herd itself, that's happening in the breeding pen. Let's talk about the SLICK gene.
Okay, SLICK gene. Heard about it. What's the key takeaway?
Cattle carrying this specific gene maintain significantly lower body temperatures than conventional cattle under identical heat stress conditions. They have shorter, slicker hair coats.
So they're naturally cooler.
Exactly. They're not just surviving, they're absolutely thriving in heat. Research from LIC shows SLACK carriers maintain 1.5, 1.0 degrees lower rumen temperatures when THI exceeds 73.
Doesn't sound like much. Half a degree.
Seems small, but that difference in core body temp translates to way better performance and comfort.
And the cost. It seems inexpensive.
Slightly higher, maybe 5 to 8 acres more per unit. But the production advantages alone usually justify that easily.
Any proof it works in the real world.
Oh, yeah. Operations in hot places like Texas and Florida. SLICK-influenced heifers are literally carrying the herd through the summer months, keeping significantly better production while others struggle.
And you don't lose production potential.
That's the exciting part. The trait stacks with conventional production genetics. You're not sacrificing milk production to get heat tolerance. You can select for both.
High production and heat tolerance. That's the dream.
Pretty much. And it's not just SLICK. The major AI companies, they aren't just talking about heat tolerance anymore. They're actually delivering it.
How?
Genomic breeding values, Holsteins, Jerseys, sires now have specific genomic values for heat stress performance.
So you can select for it directly?
Exactly. Integrate thermotolerance into your existing breeding program without sacrificing other important traits. It's about informed choices for the next generation.
And are people seeing results from these genomic selections yet?
Early adopters are. Heifers sired by these heat-tolerant bulls show measurably better heat stress performance, especially when it gets hot.
And that benefit just grows over time.
It compounds over generations. You're gradually building a future herd with built-in resilience. Some farms are already seeing 10–15% less seasonal variation in milk production. That's huge for year-round consistency.
Okay, let's shift back to something maybe more fundamental but still critical. Precision, nutrition, and water.
Yeah, getting the basics right, but with a modern data-driven approach. Crucial. Like with nutrition. Some old ideas are actually making things worse.
Ooh, like what?
That old wisdom about reducing protein during heat stress.
Yeah, I've heard that. Less metabolic heat.
Turns out, new research, Penn State, I think, shows heat-stressed cows actually have significantly increased protein requirements.
Increased? Really?
Specifically, additional bypass protein. That's protein that gets absorbed directly, providing key amino acids when their feed intake drops.
So cutting protein is the wrong move.
Seems like it. And the market context helps here. Corn futures for July 25 look okay, right? $3.94 to $4.80 gives more flexibility for precision nutrition strategy.
So you can afford to feed them right.
Yeah. And the synergy is powerful. Good cooling systems plus these precision heat stress rations, you get substantially better feed efficiency. Cows are comfy in getting the right fuel.
So what's the secret then?
Balancing amino acid profiles for increased metabolic efficiency while providing additional nutrients to compensate for reduced intake. Smart, targeted feeding.
The article had a table comparing strategies, right?
Yeah, that was pretty compelling. Like traditional protein management, reduce at 12–14%. Precision, increased bypass protein, results in plus 8–12% production.
Wow, big difference.
Mineral programs. Enhanced electrolytes versus standard, plus 5–8% water intake. Vital for hydration.
Makes sense.
Feeding schedule.
Oh,
Fixed versus strategic nighttime feeding. Plus 3–5% efficiency.
we talked about that one.
And vitamins. Targeted antioxidants versus generic. Better immune function. It all adds up. Better nutrition sets cows up for better performance post-heat stress, too. Reduces the toll.
Okay, and then water, the overlooked profit center.
Massively overlooked. Here's a mind blower. Lactating cows in heat stress need substantially more water. Like a massive increase.
Yeah.
Often 20–50% more than normal.
50% more water.
Yeah. And the problem, most operations are way behind on water infrastructure to meet that demand. Creates bottlenecks, cows don't drink enough.
So what's the fix? Just more troughs.
High flow systems. Multiple water points, like 1 per 100 cows, isn't crazy. The investment is surprisingly low, maybe $25 per cow for installation.
$25?
But the return, $150–200 per cow annually in better milk yield persistence. Pays back super fast.
And quality matters too, you said.
Huge difference. Heat-stressed cows get incredibly picky about water palatability. Just cleaning lines regularly, improving flow rates, makes a measurable difference in intake.
And timing. When do they drink most?
They drink a substantial portion in the 4 hours right after milking. Creates this surge. You need adequate capacity at water points then.
So maybe bigger troughs near the parlor exit.
Some farms are installing dedicated post-milking water stations just for that peak demand. And water temp matters. Cows prefer 60–70 degrees out of water.
Cooler water. So water chillers. Are those realistic?
They might sound pricey, maybe $15,000. But when you're losing $1,000 plus daily to heat stress, that $15,000 starts looking pretty reasonable, doesn't it? Quick ROI.
Yeah, puts it in perspective. Okay, moving on. The monitoring revolution, making management predictive, not reactive.
Exactly. That's the key. Advanced monitoring systems, wearable sensors, environmental data, giving producers 12–24 hours advance warning of bad heat streaks coming.
A crystal ball for the herd.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Allows you to intervene before production crashes.
What are these systems tracking?
Continuously tracking things like rumination patterns, activity levels, body temperature, so you can implement cooling before cows even show visible signs like panting or dropping feed intake.
Early intervention is key.
Totally. Cows getting cooled before their core temp spikes show substantially better recovery rates, maintain production better. The impact is real. One California farm prevented $40,000 in heat stress losses last summer, just from that advance warning.
40 grand saved by knowing ahead of time.
And these systems give deeper insights too, like individual cow responses, which pens are struggling more, allows for really targeted management.
But what if you can't afford the high-tech wearables right now? Are there low-cost options?
Absolutely. The article highlights effective, low-cost solutions that actually work. Simple stuff. Adequate shade per cow, ensuring easy water access. These make a difference.
And DIY monitoring.
Yeah. Astute producers track things like daily water consumption, feed refusal rates, and bulk milk temperature as early indicators. Water usage is a great trigger.
How so?
When daily water consumption increases significantly above normal, that's your signal. Time to ramp up cooling before the milk production drops.
Water intake as the canary in the coal mine.
Exactly. That Central Valley producer tracks water meter readings daily. A big spike means he's got exactly 24 hours to implement additional cooling before production starts sliding. Simple, low-cost foresight.
And milk temp.
Bulk tank temps creeping up, even if the tank cooler is working fine. That can indicate the cows giving the milk are heat stressed. It's a real-time heat stress indicator right there in the milk house. Tangible, actionable stuff.
This all leads to the big question, the economic reality, the ROI.
Right. And the numbers are impressive. Comprehensive heat stress systems, delivering 3.1 to 5.1 ROI in the first year.
3 to 5 times your money back in year one.
Yeah. Investing maybe $100 per cow can yield $300, $500 in improved performance annually.
And it compounds, right?
Profoundly. It's not just surviving this summer, it's building long-term resilience. Efficiency pays dividends for years. By year 3 or 4, these systems often deliver 7.1 or 8.1 returns. The profitability keeps climbing.
The article broke down that investment timeline pretty clearly. Makes it seem less daunting.
Yeah, it really does. Let's run through those payback periods again because they're key.
Yeah, okay.
Basic cooling improvements. 35, 50 cow invested. Annual return, $150, $200. Payback, just 3-4 months.
3 to 4 months, wow.
Water system upgrades. 25, 40 cow. Return, $100 or $150 annually.
Yeah.
Payback, even faster, 2-3 months.
2 to 3 months for water. Okay.
Precision ventilation.
Yeah.
Bigger investment, 75, 125 cow. But still yields $300, $450 annually. Payback, 2-4 months.
Still incredibly fast.
Monitoring systems, 40, 60 cow. Return, 120, 180 annually. Payback, 3-5 months. And a whole shebang, a complete package. 275 cow investment. Returns, 671, 980 annually. Still pays back in 3-4 months.
Payback periods in months, not years. That really changes the calculation, doesn't it?
Fundamentally changes how you view these investments. And like you said, often the biggest returns are from the simplest things. That one farm, $50,000 annual improvement from a $25,000 investment in fans and water. 5-month payback. These are profitable investments, period.
So why does timing matter so much now? Looking towards 2025, market signals are mixed.
Right. USDA forecast for 25, all milk price maybe $22.78, production up.
Okay, decent price, more milk.
Which means efficiency gains from heat stress management become even more critical for maintaining profitability, especially if margins get tighter.
Every gallon, every pound of feed, every pregnancy counts more.
Exactly. Maintaining consistency isn't just nice, it's a competitive necessity. You got to maximize every cow's potential.
And the supply side, heifers.
Still tight. Inventory remaining near historic lows. That makes every cow more valuable on your farm. Makes preventing heat stress losses more economically critical than ever. You can't easily replace them.
Like that Wisconsin producer said, I can't replace these cows easily, so I better take care of the ones I have.
Perfect mindset shift. Value and protect your existing assets.
And labor, that's a constant pressure.
Getting harder to ignore, right? Costs keep climbing, wages pushed higher. Makes automated cooling, labor-efficient practices increasingly attractive.
Reduces manual work during hot periods.
Yeah, and it's not just cost, it's reliability. Automated systems don't forget to turn on fans. They don't call in sick during the hottest week. That consistency is gold when you're under pressure. Frees up your people for higher value stuff.
Like cow observation, preventative care.
Exactly. Okay, what's next? The innovation pipeline looks pretty exciting.
Yeah, what's coming?
Automated cooling with AI-driven optimization is already in beta testing on some farms.
AI cooling, how does that work?
Adjusts cooling based on individual cow response, not just generic weather data. It learns.
So it knows which cow needs more cooling.
That's the direction. Prototypes that can identify individual cows showing early heat stress signs and provide targeted cooling. Imagine precision sprinklers hitting just that one cow.
Wow. Personalized cooling.
And these systems learn from your operation. They get custom tuned to your cows, your barn, your weather, continuously optimizing.
And genetics, beyond SLICK.
Gene editing, showing real promise for enhancing natural heat tolerance without sacrificing production genetics. Breeding inherently resilient cows without compromise.
That's the holy grail.
Plus, adapting precision ag techniques for dairy. Real-time adjustment of cooling, feeding, management protocols based on individual data. We could see substantial improvements in inherent heat tolerance in the next 5-7 years.
5 to 7 years. Might even see cows that do better in the heat.
Could happen. Fundamentally shifts things, and there's an environmental bonus too.
Oh yeah, less methane.
Many of these strategies do reduce methane. Better feed efficiency means less enteric methane. Better comfort improves rumen function.
So it's a win-win.
Potentially a win-win-win. Positions farms for carbon credit opportunities, could add meaningful revenue per cow annually. Some farms are already participating. Turn stewardship into revenue.
Okay, so pulling it all together, why is acting now so critical?
Because there's a clear early adopter advantage. Climate change isn't slowing down. Neither is the competitive advantage available to early adopters.
Get ahead or fall behind.
Pretty much. Farms acting now are building long-term competitive advantages. Technology costs are dropping. Performance advantages growing.
So delaying is costly.
Every season you delay implementation is another season of lost profits and reduced competitiveness. We saw it with robots, with genomics. Early adopters dominate. Late adopters struggle. It's a crucial window.
And that labor efficiency point again.
Unexpected benefit, right? Modern heat stress management brings reduced labor requirements, automation, precision feeding, better design, less daily work.
Which means significant annual savings. Reinvest or bottom line.
And redirect your best people to higher value activities. Maximize your human capital.
Okay, so for a producer listening right now, what's the practical path forward? How do they start?
The article gives a clear roadmap. Keep it simple. First step, assess your current heat stress losses. Track the numbers. Milk drops, conception rates, feed efficiency during hot spells.
You can't manage what you don't measure.
Exactly. The data will probably shock you, but it'll justify the investment. That PA farm losing $85,000 annually to preventable stress, they didn't realize until they tracked it. Simple records are enough to build the case.
Okay, assess the losses. Then what?
Use that 3-phase approach. It's brilliant because each phase pays for the next. Makes it manageable. 0 to 30 days. Immediate action. Feed timing changes. Optimize water access. Minimal cost. Benefits. Significant improvements in feed efficiency and cow comfort. Can cut losses by 15-20% right away.
Okay, quick wins. Phase 2.
30 to 90 days. Build on phase 1. Install basic cooling, more fans, improve shade. Moderate investment. Benefits. Substantial improvements in production stability. Another 10-15% improvement on top of phase 1.
Getting serious now, phase 3.
90 to 180 days. The comprehensive long-term solutions. Precision cooling, advanced monitoring. Bigger investment, yes, but delivers comprehensive heat stress management with maximum ROI. Often 30-40% improvements over baseline.
And financing this, is it tough?
Often better than you think. Multiple financing options available. USDA programs, equipment financing. Those emerging carbon credit opportunities can cut upfront costs dramatically.
Goal is cash flow positive from day one.
Right. Work with lenders who get ag, who offer seasonal payments, and explore those carbon credits. Some offer upfront payments for verified efficiency gains.
Finally, don't do it alone.
Huge point. The partnership advantage. Most success stories involve partnerships between producers, nutritionists, veterinarians, and technology providers.
Integrated approach.
Delivers substantially better results than piecemeal solutions. You need regular collaboration, monthly check-ins, data review. Heat stress management requires ongoing optimization.
So the big picture reality check.
Climate change is reshaping dairy farming, no doubt. Presents challenges, but also creating unprecedented opportunities for those who adapt. The tools are here today.
So the choice is keep losing money.
Keep losing substantial money per cow annually to preventable losses, or strategically invest in solutions that add significant value per cow. Build resilience, create a competitive edge.
The producers who act now
will be the ones still profitable in 2030. It's about building an operation that can thrive regardless of what weather patterns throw at us.
Mastering heat stress isn't just solving a summer problem.
It's building a competitive advantage for decades. So the ultimate question isn't, can you afford to implement comprehensive heat stress management?
The question is, can you afford not to?
Exactly.
So after all that, what's the ultimate key takeaway for a farmer listening today? How do they boil this down?
Okay, connecting it all. There's a clear path. First, quantify your losses. You have to measure it. Track milk consumption, feed use during heat. The data shows the real cost justifies action.
No yumbers.
Second, grab the low-hanging fruit. Optimize water, adjust feed timing, minimal cost, big impact, 15-20% improvement fast. Generates cash for the next steps.
Start simple. Get momentum.
Third, embrace the tech and genetics. Look at precision cooling, especially with those fast paybacks. Explore SLACK or genomic selection for heat tolerance. Invest in future resilience and profit.
Build for the long term.
And finally, absolutely crucial, don't go it alone. Partner up. Your nutritionist, your vet, technology providers. Create an integrated plan for your farm.
Team effort.
Because this isn't just about getting through summer anymore. It's about building a fundamentally stronger, more profitable dairy that can thrive for years to come.
Great points. Invaluable insights. And well, that's probably all the time we have for today's deep dive into heat stress management.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground. For more articles and insights like this, be sure to visit www.thebullvine.com.
And don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your deep dives. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bullvine Podcast. We hope this episode gave you valuable takeaways to protect your bottom line from heat stress. Remember, the smartest producers don't wait for problems to hit. They prepare and act proactively. Stay ahead of the curve, and we'll see you next time with more no-nonsense dairy industry insights. Until then, keep turning challenges into opportunities.